Hello, good morning. Welcome to HeKate's Crossing. Okay, let us begin this, or continue this journey. Now, I missed out on yesterday because I wasn't feeling 100%, so I just let it go, and that was okay. So, let's look at today with the Hoodoo Tarot. So, let's have a look and see what today's message is going to be about. I feel like not pulling a lot of cards today. I'm just going to try and see if I can sort of pick out one card that I'm going to focus on today. So I've got 9 of baskets. So why are we going to focus on the 9 of baskets? 9 of baskets to me is about everything sort of happening in divine timing. There's a sense of gain in some way. Maybe it's an emotional gain. Maybe it's a gain towards your dreams or your goals. So this is going to be an interesting one, I think, for me to reflect on. Now I'm only going to choose, whoops, what fell out? I'm just going to choose a card that fell out on top. Don't worry about this one. And this card is about abandonment. What an interesting combination. So we're looking at 9 of baskets. So let's have a look and see what 9 of baskets actually is in the book. Let's have a look and see what herb it is. Maybe it's to do with the herb. Now the herb is marigold. The image shows, okay, this card shows an aerial view of 9 baskets filled with a few items that represent what most human beings design: cash and jewels, financial security and wealth, books and knowledge, gate ahead, protection, rabbit's foot, good luck, old-fashioned biscuits, nourishment and familiarity, bottle of wine, intoxicants, sunflowers, warmth and good, oh I see, these are all the different things. Okay, sunflowers, warmth and good times, passports, travel. Okay, so the meanings are dreams fulfilled, plenty, art appreciation, wishes that come true, sensuality, rewards, hitting the jackpot. So it feels like everything's sort of coming in the right place. Everything's happening in divine timing. Everything's happening as it should. Happiness, pampering the finer things in life, financial security, prosperity, attaining your heart's desire, gratitude and making it. So it feels like it's a sense of, you know, appreciating what you've got. Okay, it does feel like it's a sense of appreciating what do I actually have, appreciating all the things that I actually have in my life. Okay, the next one is about abandonment, which is an interesting combination. Okay, so it's not a core card. So let's just have a look and see what the abandonment issue is here. Let me have a look. Just give me a minute to look up what abandonment means. I want to sort of focus a little bit more. I think I've been, like over the week, I've looked at all the different cards, yeah, over the last few days I've looked at the different cards and we've sort of had a bit of a thing here. But I want to sort of focus a little bit more on just one card today. I want to see if I can really get a sense of, I think it's a, oh, this is a hot card. Let's see. Right, okay, so I wasn't really looking at what I was doing. Abandonment. Duditio. Gnawing on the rind will not make the fruit return. Key symbol. Okay, this scene depicts the ruins of a 1st century Roman theatre. At one time, this was a location of great performances and joy, but the possibility of both was denied to certain people based on socio-economic inequality that wouldn't permit them to enter. Doesn't matter now, it's been decaying too long to be fixed. This card represents the necessity to move on and seek amusement elsewhere. This is an interesting card to look at. So the Roman goddess, the Roman god, sorry, of boundaries, Terminus, Terminus, and this is the message to say, let it go, say goodbye, because it's not worth your energy. So what have I gained? What do I actually appreciate? And what do I actually need to let go of? a bit like two sides to one coin. It's sort of saying, you know, there are some things in life you've got to appreciate, but there's other things in life that you've actually got to let go of. You know, stop holding on to it. Oh, so this is something I'm going to have to really focus on today. So maybe I can have a look at. So now I've looked at, yes, there's a lot of things that I can hold on to, and there's something that I've got to let go of. So I want to know a little bit more about what do I need to let go of. So no more than 3 cards. What do I actually need to let go of? It's giving me 4. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. So I've got these 2 cards here to start with. I've got plenty to be grateful for, and what do I need to let go of? You know, what do I need to abandon? So I've got Mother of Sticks. Okay, Ace of Baskets reversed. Okay, so I'm going to have to turn these around so you can see. Okay, Mother of Sticks, right? Ace of Baskets reversed. 9 of Sticks, which is an interesting card. It always fascinates me, the image on this card. Okay, and the 2 of Sticks. So it's definitely something about, maybe it's about creative desires, maybe it's about passion, maybe it's about someone or something that I actually need to let go of. So let's have a look at Mother of Sticks. I want to sort of explore this in a bit more depth than I normally do. So let's have a look. Tobacco. The Mother of Sticks is shown with a crown of tobacco leaves that is remnants of early colonial era Black Virginian advertisements. She is wearing a tartan fastened with a grouse foot brooch as a good luck charm. The Mother of Sticks pipe is lit by a kite. These are 5 types of kites living in this. Oh, and that's the bird. It's like it's a bird, I see. When I heard the word kite, I was like, what? What? No, okay, it's a bird. There are 5 types of kites living in the southern United States, and like the Mother of Sticks, these beautiful raptors are determined to keep moving forward, so much so that they never take a break. They eat, drink, and even bathe in flight. The Mother of Sticks is one of the most uplifting cards in the deck. On this positive side, she is optimistic, fiery, confident, courageous, focused, and powerful. But on the negative side, she can be malicious, overbearing, arrogant, two-faced, a workaholic, or a major drama queen. In a reading, if she doesn't represent a little person with these qualities, then she represents these attributes. So what do I need to let go of? So I need to maybe let go of, interesting, malicious, overbearing, arrogant, two-faced, a workaholic, or a major drama king. Work related. Can't let go of being optimistic, fiery, confident, courageous, focused, and powerful. Maybe it's the only thing I can see here, maybe a sense of arrogance, maybe, workaholic. I'm really getting down to it here. Okay, Ace of Baskets. Let's have a look at Ace of Baskets. Okay, Ace of Baskets. Let's have a look at this. Ace of Baskets. Now we know that it's a the plant is wild lettuce, right? A basket overflowing with water sits atop a lodestone. Lodestones are used in Hoodoo to attract love and prosperity. Now we're looking at the negative aspects of the cards, right? So suppressed feelings, unrequited love, being overly emotional, miscarriage, and bad breakups. So it could be about letting go of suppressed feelings, letting go of unrequited love. Yeah, well, I've done that already. So I feel like it's more about suppressed feelings. So if I'm looking at that, maybe it's about keep on working so that I don't have to think about other things. Suppressed feelings maybe in some way. So let's have a look at 9 of Sticks. Nine of Sticks. Okay, the plant is pepper. An oppressed woman has finally decided that enough is enough. She protects herself with a mojo bag, a Bible, and a pistol. The skull-topped sticks represent the ancestors who have been waiting for her to make a move and are willing to provide assistance. A defeatist attitude, paranoia, refusing to compromise, having no backbone, and getting hurt as a result of treating people the wrong way. So I'm looking at the things that I need to let go of. So I've got to work out, if I look at this completely, what does it really mean? So this is something I'm going to have to really meditate on. Okay, Two of Sticks, right, was the last card. So Two of Sticks, comfrey. The man in the card depicts Dr. Sandy Jenkins, the root worker, who gave Frederick Douglass a root to protect himself from being abused by a sadistic overseer. Douglass was never bothered by the man again. Here Sandy is shown gazing over at the St. Miles River in Maryland. Negative aspect is cancelled plans, prolonged waiting, deportation, feeling stuck in a rut, feeling tortured by a sense of mediocrity, fear of change, and suddenly being removed or replaced. It's starting to make sense now. Okay, I think this might be in regards to someone who has been a part of my life for a long time, and I do get that sense of someone who hasn't really, like, he makes these plans but doesn't really turn up, and maybe that's a sense of just letting that go and just to remove that energy from my life and just be grateful for what I do have, because it feels like he's always there, like texting me, messaging me, saying all this stuff to me, but yet he's not following through. This is going to be an interesting one, I think. This is something that I'm really going to have to... I've got that... Now that I got the last card, the rest of it sort of makes sense, and it's sort of quite personal, and I really don't want to discuss too much of it online, but this is a really important aspect for me, because that sense of abandonment, I think, has really come through. For those that don't know, I was adopted at 4 months old. Now, I've been put into a beautiful home. There was nothing wrong with that aspect of it, okay? But I, through a sense of, I think, below the surface, I think that always has sort of carried on in my life, is that sense of abandonment. I was abandoned. As a child, my mother would, my birth mother I'm talking about now, my birth mother would work in a brothel and would leave me at home alone, basically, and it was one of the neighbours that discovered me on my own. Now, once I was actually adopted, there were other siblings, okay? There were other siblings, and the other siblings were also adopted out to other families, and she abandoned them in that same aspect. So I think that whole issue of abandonment, I think, is very deep down, and I still feel this when someone sort of, I think this deep down, even though I haven't really let it bother me hugely, I think still underneath it still affects me, this whole abandonment issue, when people say they're going to do something but they don't follow through. I think that's a really big thing for me. I think that's part of the issue there. So it's about learning to be grateful for what I do have and not worry too much about, well, work through this process. I think it's something that's going to take some time, and I've rambled on a little bit about it, but I still feel like I need more in this picture. So we've got, this is sort of a self-study, and I think this is going to take some time to sort of work through. So I want to go through and have a look. Now this one here is sticking out as a core issue here, is about rhythm. So to me this is about a beat, an inner beat. So let's have a look and see what the rhythm says. See if I can get a little bit more from that. Here it is here. Rhythm. Okay. The eyes are the source of rhythm. Key symbols. The lute was commonly used during rituals throughout the ancient Mediterranean and symbolizes higher state of consciousness. The hare represents death and resurrection. The ibis represents knowledge and wisdom. All of these represent the rhythm of life. Markod was the Phoenician Canaanite god of healing and dance. Sorry, I breathed in a little bit and the incense went into my throat. Okay. The Romans also worshipped him and sometimes identified him with Jupiter. Okay, so now I understand. Apollo was the Greco-Roman god of music, prophecy, light, and healing. Okay, the commentary. Rhythm is often associated with music, but the concept may be just as aptly applied to one's spiritual state. Great emphasis is placed on completing something one has started, but few realize the key to reaching one's goal without stress and strain. The harder we try to force an issue, the more resistance appears to inevitably frustrate and exhaust us. Sure, the goal may eventually be reached, but the toll it takes on the mind, body and spirit to get there may take a long time, if ever, to fully recover from. This effort is not only unnecessary, it is foolish, especially if we consider natural rhythms to be the ability to sustain the right momentum, despite sudden changes and pauses in the environment. Oh wow, there's quite a lot here. The natural world provides wonderful examples of how different forms of life continue to thrive because of their ability to find a way to reach their destination, despite the appearance of an altered course. This does not mean that the altered course always has to be challenging. In fact, there are just as many times that we allow our rhythm to be broken in the pursuit of something we know is right for us, for a happy reason. It is especially important at those times to reflect on the wisdom of changing the beat in mid-step by questioning our motive for doing so. There are times in life when we learn new information and intuit that our rhythmic patterns must be changed for the greater good. You will know if the feeling is genuinely coming from your higher self, if you would feel absolutely no regret if the new thing or the relationship did not work out, and you would not even think of returning to the old thing or relationship. It is so easy to get excited over something new that makes us feel good that we may abandon our destiny in exchange for a temporary rush and regret it later. The same is true when we lose our rhythm because we feel it will be too difficult to continue due to either stagnation or sudden obstacles to progress. This is not the time to quit without first examining how you will feel about yourself if you throw in the towel and abandon your vision. To succeed, it is imperative to precisely identify your objectives and how far you're willing to go to make it happen. That's the easy part. The more challenging part is identifying what you will rely on to maintain your rhythm, no matter what, as you pursue your goal. There may be an interruptions, both good and bad, on your journey. So make sure that whatever you choose as your main source of assistance is maintaining focus on the bottom line, fits the following criteria. Always available, always accessible, cannot be lost or damaged by any means, encourages faith and constant editing, constant centering on remembering your purpose. Questions to consider. If you get numeral rhythm in a reading, the Sibyls Oraculum may be asking you to stop and consider the following question relating to your query. Now, why do they spell it different? Here they spell S-Y-B-I-L-I-S, but it's S-I-B-Y-L-I-S. Okay, that's funny. Asking you to stop and consider the following question related to your query and situation. Are you full of enthusiasm to begin something new, but have not considered the hard work required to do it well? Is the sudden feeling of ecstasy or hopelessness going to last long enough to really justify the decision to change the rhythm of your life? Are you spiritually fortified to face any challenges that may appear? Are you overly relying on artificial external means to maintain your rhythm? Are you continuing to dance even though the best of your life is becoming monotonous? In what ways may you be seeking to control the natural rhythm of life at this time? Ooh, that's some major thought going on in there. Okay, so let's have a look. We've got the red card, right? The hot card. And we've got the black card. Now we are looking at copper and blue. Copper and cool. Why did the black card come out? Unity. I think it's about finding a wholeness within oneself. Straight away that just came to me. About finding a wholeness within oneself. It's finding a connection. Finding something that you connect with fully. Okay, I'm not going to get into too much detail about that one. I think it was just sort of a quick message there. Let's have a look. Now I'm looking at this one here, which talks about questioning, asking questions. I'm getting quite a bit of a pile here, aren't I, with what I first sort of thought about. Now, which card was this one? And this one here. So, I've got questioning and Avarice. Ooh, so that one I need to look up a bit more about. So, first we're going to look at questioning. And avarice. Let me just see if I can find avarice as well. Oh, here it is, questioning. Okay, the fear of hearing no is number one cause of all last witness. The key represents access. The feathers depict writing, truth, spirit, ascension, messages, and travel. The crossing of the feathers is the two sides of the situation needing to be resolved. Janus was the Roman god of gates, doors, portals, beginnings, and endings. He was probably originally an Etruscan god named Ani, and was associated with the Babylonian god Usmu. All religions began with evocations to Janus. Seek answers and don't stop until you are satisfied. If you feel uncomfortable or afraid to ask questions, remember that your comfort zone is not necessarily the right zone regarding this issue. So this might be about coming outside of my comfort zone. Interesting. Okay, and the next card was Avarice, wasn't it? Okay. A nude soul is the best adorned. The smashed vessel, this is the key symbol, the smashed vessel represents haste to acquire something and or greed. Mythological association is Cronus. Cronus was the pre-Hellenic god of time known for his destructive, all-devouring force. His Roman counterpart was Saturn. Okay. The desire for more, the commentary. The desire for more than you need is the direct result of failing to self-define success. Instead, we erroneously seek to apply pre-packaged definitions and ideals of love, romance, health, wealth, and happiness, even if as individuals we require less than what we are told by external forces we should want. If everyone honestly accessed what they truly needed instead of concerning themselves about what others might think about, the world would be a much different place. The results of democratic desiring are exhaustion, frustration, exploitation, waste, and a feeling of emptiness that persists no matter how much we have or who we possess in our circles. Identify your principles, identify your standards on every level, then make choices and plans that support your ideals, be they great or small. Then you will discover what is and is not absolutely essential for you to be, do, or have to live comfortably and contentedly in the world. Once you've identified the non-essentials, you will no longer scrape, beg, claw, rob, humiliate, or destroy just to acquire or hold on to things that, upon discovery, never really mattered to you in the first place. Divinatory meaning. If you get avarice in a reading, it is a warning that you might be seeking more than what is necessary to be satisfied. You are advised to realign with what is most important to you and make sure your beliefs, ways, and actions reflect that. This card may also be warning you against imposing your principles or standards on someone else. Respect the fact that their needs may be different from yours. Wow, this has really got me some really major thinking with what's going on here. I think there's a lot of stuff I need to really think about, meditate on, reflect. I've spoken about the different cards today. I've gone into quite a lot of depth than I would normally, but I really feel to get the bigger picture here, we've really looked at things from a different perspective. We looked at those two cards on their own, and then there was these cards that I brought out separately. So I feel like it was like a two-part reading. We sort of looked at this to begin with, the being grateful and the abandonment. Then we looked at a bit more in depth in what we need to explore. So now that I've discussed everything online on the video in the cards, I'm going to add the photos to my blog, and so if you want to really see what the images actually look like, I think it will be a bit clearer if it's not clear enough in the video. But anyway, so that's it from me. Don't forget to check the links below, check the links on my channel, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. Take care. Blessed be.